Mark Kern, aka Grummz, has called for Nick Calandra, the co-founder and editor-in-chief at Second Wind, he was formerly at Escapist, to be banned from X, YouTube, Discord, and Patreon. Before we get to this, I'd like to ask you, please hit that subscribe button, hit that bell for notifications so you don't miss any of our future videos here at the Trent Report. Wrote this up over at thatparkplace.com. And Kern issued his call here on X. It is in response to him being doxxed. He says, I just got doxxed. My family has been doxxed. Second Wind and former editor-in-chief of Escapist, Nick Calandra, has weaponized his Discord server and is encouraging his thousands of Patreon supporters to dox me. They did. And unlike certain other journalists who don't post receipts, I will. My addresses were posted, among other details, about people they assume are me. Instead of banning the user who did so, and who later edited his post to Nick's secret to obscure my address, but only after it was seen by thousands. Instead, Nick encouraged them to do more and to avoid further terms of service violations, asked that the information be sent to him in secret to avoid Discord disciplinary action. These users go unpunished by his moderation team. Instead, they are praised. Next, Grummz wrote this. Nick has been stalking me and tweeting about me for almost 2 months nonstop and is so hot to get me that he was fooled by one of my supporters into publishing a story on X from a user whose name was a sting, an anagram for journalist, and he fell for it. We'll get to that a little bit later, have some details on that. This is disgusting behavior and a dangerous one. There have been multiple documented threats on my life, including cash bounties, and Nick is happy to enable these violent people and arm them with the information that could lead to violence against myself, my wife, and my children. Anyone who joins Nick's Patreon has access to this Discord server that is focused on doing me harm. There are 13,700 plus members who have participated in this dox or been exposed to it. From there, he called for X, YouTube, Patreon, and Discord to ban Calandra. He says, I am calling on Discord, YouTube, Patreon, and X to permanently ban Nick Calandra and his weaponized Patreon and Discord server, as well as the users who have engaged in this violation of terms of service. This has to stop. There are thousands of users in his Discord who now have my personal information. They are also trying to dox members of my own community. Nick published GigaBear's Patreon email. GigaBear is one of Mark Kern's top supporters for his Ember game, who was also the user who participated in the sting and kind of exposed Calandra, which we will get to. Grummz then called out Calandra as a hypocrite. He says he calls me a grifter, but earns over $54,000 a month, attacking me and enabling violence against me by egging on his community. He then thanked his supporter, GigaBear. He says, my thanks to one of my supporters, GigaBear, who reported this to me after going undercover in Nick's Discord server. And so he does provide some screenshots here. Let's take a look at those. You can see here that someone is you can see here this user Meadows the Panda posted, I don't think so, but there is one public registry where an entry exists with a matching address to your screenshot, in response to another user saying maybe there's some registry for debtors and bankruptcies with actual information. And then you can see it was edited to Nick's secret. Based on what Grummz has said, that was the address. And then we have this screenshot here with Calandra saying, if you find stuff, feel free to DM it to me. But yeah, any personal details or anything like that, don't post it in here. I'm not going after him personally. I'm going after his business dealings. This is where Grummz is saying he's telling people not to post that information in Discord because it violates the terms of service, and instead to kind of DM him personally. And then here they found a LinkedIn post where I guess it has his information that he that claims that he's in California. This person here is saying, according to this, he lives in California. And then Calandra here says, yep, that's him. And then you have this person, Scattershot, says, oh, gross, I used to work in, and I guess that's the city where Kern is located. That's also a really expensive part of the state. The grift must be paying off pretty well for these. And he has that language there. And then Calandra posted this. He posted this screenshot of this looks like it's on X. And he says, I should have shared the Patreon account they used as well for anyone else they might try to infiltrate. And this is kind of the email that Calandra is using to kind of expose GigaBear. He says, alts they use are Rust and Nail, which that one will be important. We'll get to that. The red gear, and then obviously the one that's been blacked out, GigaBear, Brandon Jones, email name they used, Doom NA31. And I'm sure there's plenty more. So providing some of the evidence there to back up his claims. Let's go back here to this. Kern has been the subject of multiple bounties being placed on his head. After his announcing campaign to get Stellar Blade uncensored, ex-user Toneman posted this: $20,000 to anyone that makes this dipshit disappear. That account has been suspended by X, banned by X after that posting. And then we had Twitch user Denims upping the bounty. She said on a stream, look, I'll up the number, okay? 30,000 to anyone who will make this dipshit disappear and make Eve's breasts bigger. Like, you have to do both. All right, because then it's a win-win for me. I get more breasts and I don't have to see that moron on my timeline anymore. So if you think about it. And then Grummz reacted to that saying, Twitch streamer Denims ups my bounty to 30,000 while reacting to Asmongold's video about Toneman's death threat against me. This is getting out of hand. This should be a permanent suspension on Twitch and X. Also, FBI should be looking into this. And so, as I said earlier, this is kind of how Calandra was fooled by the sting operation conducted by GigaBear. GigaBear shared this to X. For weeks, Nick Calandra of Second Wind has been publishing an endless stream of smears and baseless claims against Grummz and myself. I sought to demonstrate how desperate this man is to publish anything he can use to that end, no matter how flimsy or lacking of corroboration or veracity. So I sent him an anonymous email with a story too good to be true. I then posted a tiny fraction of the supposed conversation to my Twitter, knowing that where attacking Grummz is concerned, he would immediately run the story before he had even verified it. And he did just that. Rust and Nail does not exist. In fact, Rust and Nail is an anagram of urinalist. The project I supposedly backed does not exist. The conversation is a complete fabrication made in page source between two of my own Discord accounts, and he fell for it hook, line, and sinker. Then he basically shares screenshots of the conversation that he had between himself, between these two accounts, that he then shared with Calandra. Calandra jumped on it and basically claimed that he had a big scoop, even though it was completely fake. And after being exposed, he did post this. Calandra posted this. Well, fair enough. He seems to have got me on this. I'll happily retract. The constant manipulation and lying is hard to verify, and he faked an identity to get me. I gave him the benefit of the doubt, hoping to help get his money back, and he used that. It doesn't seem like this guy wants your help. And Calandra here, I think, is trying to gaslight GigaBear and anyone else following him into believing that he's just doing this for some kind of good cause. Obviously, that's what these people do. They lie, they double down, and they project. In this case, clearly, I think lying about giving him the benefit of the doubt and trying to help get his money back, when GigaBear clearly is supporting Kern and probably has no interest in receiving help from Nick Calandra, especially given the fact that he's the one who exposed him. But so that's some of the details there. It's hard to verify exactly whether or not it was doxed afterwards, given the fact that it has been edited, it has been changed. It does look like there's a lot of circumstantial evidence that is the case, and hard to disagree with Grummz calling for Calandra to be banned when it does look like he is potentially facilitating harassment, potential illegal activities against Mark Kern. But we will see what happens. But let me know what you guys make of this. Let me know in the comments below. Remember to always be charitable, especially to each other, but to always speak the truth.